The Division 2, ladies and gentlemen, what is scrap Eroktic here? In today's video I have to talk about the Division 2. The reason why I have to talk about the Division is because Division and I had a great memories in the past. I was not recording that much videos before, but there is that one frag movie, so if you wanna check it out. Anyways, when the Division 2 came out, I pre-ordered the biggest edition and I loved the game. I loved every single thing that the Division offers to us. Well, at least on the release, for the first few months. You know, when the gear was really hard to get and when grinding was actually rewarding. Because if you wanted that high-end gear, you actually had to play the goddamn game and earn your gear. Eventually, snowflakes started to cry way too much and they buffed the drop rates on everything, dude. Where are the times where you actually had to spend months and months of grinding for that one item, that best in slot item for your character, so you can feel proud and powerful after you obtained it? I really do hope that Division 2 is gonna offer that type of a loot system in a game. After that patch where every single boss had 100% of a chance to drop good gear, set or legendary item, high-end item, right? Your inventory was flooded with the gear that you actually do not need and you're just lost in the gear sets. I really do not mind killing bosses over and over without any drop, and then eventually, when the drop happens, you're gonna feel it. But I doubt that we're gonna see that type of a system in a game, because we already have seen the statistics on a gear in the Division 2 are exactly the same like in the Division. So I guess we'll just have to adjust. Please, Ubisoft, reduce the drop rate of a high-end and set gears, please! Let the snowflakes cry! Let me show them why I'm better than them! All jokes aside, let's talk about the Division 2. If you boys and girls haven't watched E3 presentation on the Division 2, we are gonna play the Division 2 in Washington. And if you're wondering about the release date of the Division 2, the game is gonna drop in March 15, 2019. God damn, this is gonna be the longest 9 months in my life! Nah, I'm joking, there is gonna be plenty of great games that we're gonna play in that time, don't worry. And now I actually think it is time to talk about the Division 2. Since I already told you that the game is gonna be played in Washington DC, let's go over the map size first. There is a YouTuber called Marco Style NL. I mean, if you play the Division, there is no flipping way that you missed his channel, because he is the god of the Division on the YouTube. Anyways, he was measuring the map size of the Washington DC, and if his calculation is right, map size is gonna be 5.2 kilometers times 2 times 2 kilometers. That's equivalent to the 11.44 kilometers square. If you guys do not know, in the Division, we were playing in the Manhattan, and they have made the smaller version of the Manhattan. For example, main streets that are really wide in the Division, they made them a little bit shorter. So we're gonna actually have 1 times 1 map size, and we're gonna enjoy on the original map, which is awesome. I'm gonna link his link in the description down below if you're interested. And we're gonna continue with talking about game graphics. There is a lot of ring because Ubisoft is always buffing the graphics on the gameplay reveals, but when the actual game comes out, they nerf the graphics. But dude, I don't care. True gamers do not give a crap about graphics. We care about features, balance, game mechanics, glitches and exploits. But now on the real side, just look at the character movement, look at all of those animations, like every single thing that they have shown in every single gameplay footage, despite the fact, even if it's scripted, who gives a crap? Just check the fluidity of everything. It is gorgeous, it is amazing, I love it. And we can also see that they have changed few stuff. For example, medkits got replaced with the armor plates, and switching those armor plates is not instant anymore. It actually requires some time. You need to hold the button to get your HP back on full. And I love that feature because they are cog blocking the overpowered spamming of heals in the PvP fights. And another small detail is we haven't seen not even one healing skill. I mean, come on, they're playing in a full squad, they're all level 30, and nobody's using heals? Really? I mean, we can always think that they are hiding something from us, but I honestly do think that they just changed how healing mechanic is gonna actually work in the Division 2. Because we all know how healing was overpowered when you were using that fat-ass tank survival builds in a PvP. It was impossible to drop somebody on the floor. And even if you dropped somebody on the floor, his teammate is just gonna pick him up and like nothing happened. And also speaking about reviving, in the Division, when you drop somebody on the floor, his teammate can pick him up 2 times, and then 3rd time it is gonna be instant death. However, in the Division 2, they nerfed that a little bit. You have only 1 chance of a revival, and in the next 30 seconds, if somebody is gonna drop you on the floor, you're gonna automatically die. You get that debuff for 30 seconds, so you will need to play a little bit more cautiously. And I can give you my prediction, because I'm the goddamn Skrallord. It is gonna be probably like I say. Actual active healing skills are gone. We will not be able to heal on the traditional way. However, there is gonna be some kind of a skill tree where you can decrease the cast time of changing the plates. You will be able to pick the passive skill, so if you get downed, you can get downed 2 more times, or that debuff is gonna be much shorter and stuff like that. That is the approach that they're gonna do with the survivability in the Division 2. On the end of the day, the Division genre is cover-based shooter. And we all know that in the Division, when there is no damage reduction stacking on the cover, nobody is actually using a cover. Everyone is just running like a headless chicken. And if they're gonna actually, for realsies, remove all the active healing skills in a game, we can see completely different approach, and in a PvP and in a PvE. And I honestly cannot wait to hear more informations about skills in the Division 2. Another thing worth of mentioning is level 30 is maximum level, which means in most of the cases, most of us are gonna reach maximum level on the first day. I'm gonna definitely livestream the whole experience, because to be honest, picking up Division just to level up from level 1 to 30 is worth it. I love the storyline, I loved the missions, I loved the world of a Manhattan that Ubisoft built, because there is so much density of the structures and objects. It is just ridiculous. And with the footage that we are seeing about the Division 2, I can take a risk it for a biscuit and recommend you to pick this game just for the leveling experience. Because Washington DC is gonna be 75% bigger map than a Manhattan, and I'm assuming that there is gonna be plenty of great things to experience on that map. Main story mission is saving the president. You need to reach the White House, and after you save Mr. Presidente, you're gonna unlock the endgame. And now my theory, my prediction how the endgame is gonna look. After you finish your last story mission, you're gonna unlock new brackets. You will be able to enter in new tiers on that exact open world where you were leveling up. Because we have seen that in the Division 1, higher tiers of the open world. And also you will be able to pick, do you wanna play in that open world PvE or PvP? And if that's true, I'm gonna flip my shit, man. The reason why I'm thinking about that is because when they open the full map, you cannot see Dark Zone, and Dark Zone is that PvP area in the Division 1. But we know, it is confirmed, there is a PvP in the Division 2. And since there is no Dark Zone, I'm assuming that you will be able to PvP on the whole goddamn map. Just for a high risk, high reward, right? And if that's the case, I'm gonna play Division 2 for many hours, guys. Dark Zone in the Division 1 was not that big area. It looked big, but it was actually not that big. It became way too repetitive. But if they can do that dynamic events on the whole map with the PvP, with the actual players that are randomly roaming around the world and doing stuff, I'm gonna be the happiest Skrallord in my house. The another thing, we are gonna get raids, like actual raids. 2 teams, 8-man people are gonna fight the endgame content. And if your brain still cannot recycle that information, let me explain why. In the Division 1, we had incursions. They were calling them incursions because they were not raids, they were incursions. 4-man people were fighting that weekly endgame content. But Ubisoft knows what word raid means. That's why they never called the incursions raids. And now when they finally said it, we can expect Not just instance where you enter and finish it in 30 minutes. We can expect something really hard with the actual tactics and system and hard curve progression, which means we're gonna probably have to grind those raids for days, not just few hours. Well, at least on the beginning. Eventually snowflakes are gonna again cry and they're gonna listen to the community again, and yeah. Don't do it, Ubisoft! Don't you dare nerfing the content! I don't know, man, we're gonna see. One more thing, they have introduced character specializations. You will be able to pick between sharpshooter, demolitionist and survivalist. Basically, sharpshooter is gonna get 50 cal sniper rifle, demolitionist is gonna get OPGL, that grenade launcher, and survivalist is gonna get the crossbow with the explosive arrows. And if I understood correctly, you can choose and pick between those specializations whenever you want. And every single specialization is gonna have its own progression. So there is gonna definitely be much more of a passive skills in those specializations, but only time will tell. We will need to wait a little bit longer to hear more information about that. And the last thing that I wanna talk about is Season Pass and pre-orders and exclusive early content that they can offer you if you give them more money. Nope. That is not the case in the Division 2. In the Division 1, you had to give more money for the Season Pass to get all the DLCs available. However, in the Division 2, you just need to buy a game and that's it. Every single other DLCs that are gonna be released eventually over the next year is gonna be free of charge, which is really cool. They're gonna probably add some other ways how they're gonna generate cash for that next year, but can you blame them? As long as the game will not be paid to win from the loot boxes, I don't give a crap. Tell me your guys' thoughts about all of that. I wanna say thank you for chilling out with me. Like if you like. If you disliked, well, I do not know why the hell are you still here. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one. Eroktic out.